Good morning, students. I hope you all are safe and enjoyed your holidays. Now, after a long break, we will start again with a new chapter sound. In last class, we completed cell, the basic structural and functional unit of life. Now, we will start sound. In this chapter, we are going to talk about how sound is produced and how it is reaches from one person to another. In our daily life, we hear different type of sounds like ringing of our mobile, doorbells, or you listen the voice of your teacher as you are listening me, the noise, the loudspeakers, and so many others. Talking, whispering, shouting, singing, these are the some different types of kinds of sounds. Now the main question arises that how is sound produces? So now we understand how sound is propagate. Sound needs a medium to propagate. Medium is an object through which sound is transmitted. The medium can be solid, liquid or gaseous. Mostly sound is transmitted through the gaseous medium, that is air, very easily. So now we understand by taking an example of tuning fork. When we struck the tuning fork, it starts vibrating. Vibration means the to and fro motion from its mean position. Forward and backward motion is known as vibration. So when the tuning fork vibrates, the particles present around the tuning fork also get disturbance and it also starts vibrating. You can see in the picture second, the forks moves far away from each other. Due to this movement, the particles in front of the tuning fork also get disturbance and they also get in vibration. Due to pushing, the all particles come closer to each other and a region of high density particles create. That region is called compression, where the particles are very close to each other and very high density of particles. Now in picture C, you can see that when the forks come closer to each other, due to which the particles moves far away as they forward the disturbance to the next particle. So compression forward and a rarefaction region occurs. Rarefaction region is the region where the particles are very far away from each other and a region of low density or low pressure. So in this way, compression, rarefaction, the particles continuously move in vibration and the vibrations finally reaches to our eardrum. The particles near our ear also get this disturbance and they also start vibrating, due to which we are able to hear different type of sounds. Here you can see that the blue dots are showing the particles of air. Here loudspeaker. When loudspeaker starts, first a region where the particles are far away from each other, and that is rarefaction. Next, compression, where particles are very close to each other and have very high density. So we can understand that compression rarefaction occurs continuously, and sound is a form of wave. You can understand it as here a wave is formed where the particles are in rarefaction region, low density region. The waves moves down, and where the particles are very closer to each other, waves moves to highest point. So two terms come here, that is amplitude and wavelength. Amplitude is the maximum distance from its mean position. The maximum distance from its mean position is known as amplitude. Means the maximum height of the wave from its mean position. And second is wavelength, that is the distance between two crust. Crust is the maximum height of a wave, and trough is the lowest point of a wave. So the distance between two crusts is a wavelength, or we can say that the distance between two troughs is also wavelength. You can see here how the particles of air vibrates and compress at their mean position, how they possess the other particles, and a reason of compression and rarefaction occurs.